we are starting this session on create a new version of yourself. Okay. So friends, this whole session was started with an thought in mind that the lockdown has begun and there is an opportunity for creating a new version of ourselves. So all the time we have been into upgrading the gadgets that we have, but we never think of upgrading ourselves. There are very few people who take the opportunity of upgrading themselves on a regular basis. Okay, and they are the few people who are on the successful people's list. So this is an opportunity, friends. I thought I will share with each one of you and take you through this journey. Okay, so we upgrade our software versions. Okay, we upgrade our mobiles, we upgrade our laptops, we upgrade our workstations for games and all the gadgets that we have. Okay, but we leave the most important person, that is ourselves. Okay, so this is the most important gadget, and this gadget is actually involved in creating so many inventions, and all the gadgets that we are actually handling are invented by this gadget himself. Okay. So people tend to forget to upgrade ourselves because of lack of time or maybe because of other priorities. So lockdown was an opportunity that we had in front of us to upgrade ourselves to the next level. So when we discussed about what is the importance of upgrading a software, okay, so we got the answers that yes, there is better functionalities, okay, and the new versions has new features by itself, okay, and then you can use it, handle it better, and it's more speed with respect to speed, it gives a better performance, okay, and so many other new things come into it. So friends, when we are actually in a journey, whether we are in work, whether we are in our professional lives, we need to upgrade ourselves on a regular basis. It could be with respect to skill set, it could be with respect to knowledge, or it could be with respect to anything that is needed to go to the next level. For example, if one is employed and he has to grow, so if he is in the managerial cadre, he has to upgrade himself with the leadership skills. If he is in a technical part, probably in example of a software development, as you know that the software is so much changing, the technologies are changing on a day-to-day basis. If you have expertise in a technology which is actually on the verge of depletion, so you will not have any demand for yourself. So continuously upgrade yourself so that you become more skilled and more effective in executing your own jobs. When it comes to business, yes, you have to learn the strategies, you have to learn what are the things that are available, what is the new things that I can do, what products I can do, how do I innovate. Innovation will actually keep you alive, and you'll be able to expand. Otherwise, we have seen big companies like Kodak overnight, they have actually not existed, and BlackBerry, okay, they are out of the game. So if you have to be active, you have to upgrade yourselves on a regular basis. So we also listen to the story of the eagle. Okay. So the eagle can live up to about 70 years of its life, but somewhere in the mid of its 40th year, okay, it has a challenge that it has to face. Okay, its wings becomes heavy and then it becomes difficult to fly. So what the eagle does, it goes to a place, a distant place, and then removes its feather, shells it out, and then it's difficult for it to fly for some time, but then yes, it goes through that struggle and then refreshes, regenerates, and comes back with all the energy that it has, and it's again back into action. Okay, so it changes the path of itself rather than giving up or dying. Okay, so friends, many times in order to survive, we have to start a change process. Okay, if we are ready to change, yes, we can go to the next level. So we sometimes need to get rid of the old memories, habits, and the past traditions. Okay, only freed from the past burdens, we can take advantage of the present. Okay. So we also discussed about understanding right now where I am and where do I want to go from here. So this was the right time, okay, wherein there was no other activity, no office, no travel, nothing. It was only time for you and your family. And out of that also, if you take a time and find out where you are at this juncture and where do you want to go from here, how do you look at yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Okay, are you there at the right place or you deserve a change? And if you deserve a change, what is that thing that you have to do? What actions you need to do? What skills you need to acquire to get into that place? Okay. We also discussed about what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. Okay, so it was a whole exercise by itself. And when we mean strength, strength doesn't mean only the physical strength. Yes, some people use this lockdown opportunity to make themselves perfectly fit and fine and make a six pack out of themselves and be more fit. Yes, that is also right thing that they have done. But when we talk about upgrading or creating a new version of this one, it is in multiple areas of your life. It could be the professional area, it could be the personal area. So it's also physical in the mental part of it. So ultimately, it's not, that's what I said, okay, that it's not only with respect to your physical part, it's body, mind, spirit, soul, speech, and the entire lifestyle. So you have an opportunity to change, eat the right food. अभी तो बाहर का junk food तो खाने का मिलने वाला ही नहीं है, तो there is no issue at all. So you can always have the food made at home, which is healthy, and you can have the right balance in your life. Eat in time, sleep in time, do your own exercises, upgrade your skills, read. Maybe there are also certifications that are available wherein you can participate and get your certifications so that you're ready for the journey. So finding your passion, we spoke about this, and this is an opportunity to find out, because otherwise it's all for Mumbaiites, it is almost around 10 to 12 hours of being outside the house. Okay, so there's no travel time except for travel, work, and then come back home, spend a little time with the family. So here you have a larger part of the time wherein you can find out what is your passion. And some people did respond in the interaction. Yes, they were able to find out their passion in this particular time. And we also carried out an activity of how you can do it. So successful people, they dream big, they set goals, they take actions to achieve their goals. They manage their time properly, and it's balanced approach towards work, towards their upgradation, and towards their family. So we also spoke about changing habits. Okay, this is the right time to have change the older habits and create new habits. Okay, now it could be breaking the bad habits and building good habits. Okay, or creating a new habit by itself to achieve your goal. It could be like, but this was an opportunity by itself. But we could see that even in this lockdown, people, there are some people who never had control on their own self. And when for a short time, the liquor shops were open and we could see kilometers of line for buying the alcohol. So, but there were people who had taken the opportunity to break their habits, and they said, yes, I am now totally free of this habit at all. And some people develop new habits. They quit smoking, they quit drinking, and they started a habit of regular exercise at home. This is what it is. So identify the areas where you want to improve on your health or wealth. So you have to give up old habits and create new habits. And it's only when you can achieve this when you give your 100% of your time. So most of the time we don't ask the right questions to ourselves. Okay, it so happens when I actually meet up with people, or happens in during the course of my workshop, that people hesitate to ask questions. So asking questions actually clarifies the whole subject to you better. So you know that you have understood it properly, and then you are actually asking for asking for questions to enhance the quality of understanding that you have. So some people feel that I may be wrong in asking a question. Okay, that's why they hesitate asking questions. Or some people feel that I have understood the whole thing. So why is there a point to ask the question? People don't ask a question to others. They don't ask questions to themselves also. So friends, if you ask questions, you will get the right answer. If you don't ask questions, you will never get the answer. So ask questions, whether it's to external person or to yourself, to get an answer to what you're actually looking for. So to know yourself better, understand your purpose and what you want in life, you can ask these 7 questions. So this was an activity that we had. I'm just wrapping it up. Okay, where am I, and what I'm doing here. Okay, so even if a GPS has to function, it has to first have the input of what is my current location and where do I want to go. If these 2 coordinates are not available, you will not get the answer for it. Okay, so if you put the right input, where you are and where do you want to go, the Google itself will give you the best route that you can travel and get through the designation in the best of the time. The shortest route can be, or it can show you the alternate routes that are available. So you need to know where am I and what I am doing here. What are the activities or things that I do give me the most joy or satisfaction? So there are some activities which I am so happy in doing it, okay, that I forget everything. Okay, like take the case of a musician, okay, or a singer. Or let's take an example of A.R. Rahman. We discussed about it. So when he's into music, he forgets the whole thing in and around, and he's only into the music and gives us 100%. And he's in a state of joy and satisfaction. So if everything is perfect and happens according to my plan, how will my life look like in the next 10 years? So this was actually an activity of visualization. Is that today I'm here, 10 years from now, whether I'm going to remain here itself, in the same job, in the same position, in the same house, using the same car, or I want different things. So it was a visualization exercise that we carried out. What is it that I want? Which house I'm going to buy? Whether I'm going to move from a 2 BHK to 3 BHK, whether I'm going to move into an independent apartment or my own bungalow, okay, or which car I need to buy, or with respect to my job, whether I'm going to change over my job, whether I'm going to grow up the ladder and take a higher responsibility in my life, or if I'm business, okay, what is that new I'm going to do, or what is the new product I'm going to manufacture, what new plants I'm going to set up, what will be my turnover. So all this was a visualization process that we had carried out. Okay. Another question was, why do I wake up in the morning, and what are the things I'm looking forward to do? Okay. There are some people who don't have any activity at all. They just wake up and they don't know where they want to go. Okay, totally confused. Free time hai to make the best of the free time by getting into gadgets and making fun, calling up friends, and that's all. So, but successful people have a purpose in life, they have a goal, and every action that they take is towards reaching that goal. Ask yourself, what is that one thing that I can do today that can get me closer to my ideal life? The ideal life is one which was visualized some time back. So they always work towards their goal. With respect to the earnings, what is it that I want to earn per day? And what should I do today to earn that amount? In normal terms, whenever we ask people, they always talk in terms of the salary that they draw per annum. Okay. Ideally, you should have the exact count of what is it that you earn per day. So divide that into 12 months, divide that into the number of days of the month, and you will get your earnings per day. And by any way, you should ensure that you earn this amount, whether it's a profession or whether it is in a business. If money doesn't exist, will I still be doing what I'm doing today? Is a question that you have to ask. So that gives you so much of joy in doing that, that whether money comes to me or not, I give my 100% and I do my best every time I do it. Okay, I give my best of the value. Definitely money follows for it, that's not an issue, but that's the passion that I choose to do my work. So the next session was on the strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so when we talk about strengths, so ideally we get a picture of a strong man, right? So, but strength is not only physical strength, it is also the mental strength. So we did an exercise of identifying our strengths and weaknesses. I'll quickly touch upon some of the key points that we have. We also looked at successful people. These are some of the examples. These are all successful people, and it's not that they never had failures in their life, and it was actually the failures which they learned through, and that brought them the success in their own life. Okay. So Big B, you must have all heard about this financial crisis that he had in his life and how he came out. And today, he is still at the top of the industry. So identifying your strengths and weakness. So your strengths are actually found in the thing that seem easy to learn and easy to do. So you can do certain things easily on the click of a button. Okay. So they are something which you have done that so many number of times, okay, that it's very easy to you, and that becomes your strength. Okay. So whether it is in the sport or whether it is in your work, okay, some things you master on. Okay, you are the master of that particular because you have easily learned it and you have done it so many times. You feel it's so easy to do it. Okay, these strengths often manifest as behaviors or characteristics or inherent strengths or learned knowledge and transferable skills. So ideally, your strengths manifest into behaviors, characteristics, or inherent strength or learned knowledge and transferable skills. So focusing on your strength is about seeking opportunities instead of problems. So successful people follow this so they focus on their strength, and whenever they look at certain things, even if there is a problem, they will find out opportunities from that. So find out what are the opportunities available in this problem. So lockdown, okay, nobody had thought of it. It's a big thing that everybody in the world is facing that. So what are the opportunities available to us in this point of time? Okay, what are my strengths and how can I utilize it? If I have weakness, how can I convert that weakness into a strength and work on it? Okay, so I'm able to reach the next level. So instead of focusing on negatives, focus on the energy, on the things you are good at. So never say to yourself, okay, that I'm not good at something. Okay, you have certain energies, and that's why you are here. Your lived this up to this particular point of time. So focus on the energy and work on things that you are good at. Focusing on things that you're weak at decreases your self-confidence, enthusiasm, and the overall performance. So try avoiding that and focus on the strengths that you have. So this was some question answer session which you have to ask yourself, what strengths have assisted me the most? तो हमारी जर्नी में वो ऐसी कौन सी स्ट्रेंथ है जिससे मैं आज यहाँ पहुंचा हूँ. ओके, whether it is in the game of sport, whether it is in the game of my profession, or whether it is in the business. So if I'm referring to the game of sport, okay, if Sachin has reached a particular stage, what is that strength that has brought him to that level? Okay. So he had something particular in his batting style, and the particular way in which he looks at the ball, plays at the ball, that was his strength, and that was groomed. And see how far he went. So if I'm not looking at myself, if somebody else is looking at me and telling me, yes, you, Mahadevan, you are good at this particular thing, and this is your greatest strength. Sometimes it happens that we ourselves do certain things, but we are not able to identify our own strengths within us. But there is a master who is there, who knows the things well. He's actually on a higher level than myself. He identifies that and says, these are your strengths. So if we take the example of Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli, there were people who looked at them closely and identified and told them that these are your areas of strength and you need to improve on it. Or if there are some weaknesses, these are the areas of weaknesses wherein you have to work on them. What are the things I especially do well? It's a question that I have to ask myself. What seems easy to learn and easy to do? So with respect to weakness assessment, again, ask yourself these questions. What is preventing me from living the life I desire to live? What is it that is preventing me? वो कौन सी चीज है, वो कौन सी खामियां हैं जिसे मैं पूरा करने से मैं अपना गोल अचीव कर सकता हूं? What have I personally struggled over the years? What is the thing that I'm not able to do properly? And what should I do to overcome that particular weakness? Whether I need some help of some mentor or some good trainer to help me strengthen myself. What has prevented me from performing at my very best? So for success, the last mile is very important. Okay, there are people who give up at the fraction of some square feet, okay, to win the race. But the guy who ultimately gives his energy and crosses that particular thing is the winner. Okay, so we must have performed all throughout, but never give up is the attitude that we have. So overcome your weaknesses by practicing, and performing well and giving your best. So what seems to be my character flaws? So what is it that I need to improve on my character, which will actually help me in my journey? So the next session was on the opportunities. So this was, we started with a story of Acres of Diamond. And the story was all about the African part of the world where there's large number of diamond fields. Okay. So there was a farmer who had a large field, and then when he came to know that the people are in search of diamonds, so he sold his farm and then went on searching for diamonds. So aisa hua, all the money that he had, he spent it, and after n number of years, he met the same person to whom he had sold his farm. So this person tells him, "Ki, yaar, you gave me a good property, and it had a lot of diamonds. So as and when I was digging and digging and digging, so there were more of diamonds coming out of it." So friends, the lesson is that we have a lot of things with us, but then we don't search within. We try to seek something outside. So this is exactly an example wherein the diamonds were there with him. He never looked in his own field and then went in search of them outside so that he can become a billionaire. Okay, but the real diamonds which would make him a billionaire was with him all the time. Okay. So what is an opportunity? So opportunity is a favorable or advantageous circumstance or a combination of circumstances. That's what is your opportunity. It's a chance for progress or advancement in your career. So opportunity is an opening, a moment that must not be ignored once it shows itself. Opportunity आती है हमारे सामने, but हम उसके ऊपर अगर action नहीं लिए तो चली गई. So we shared some examples that within the group, people shared their own experience of how they missed upon opportunity with respect to a property which is now costing crores of rupees, or there was a job opportunity, or there was a business opportunity. So opportunity knocks on our door, but it's for us to catch it and then take the benefit of it at that point of time. So the reality of opportunity is that they come often, but once a moment has passed, it will never come again. So life is full of opportunities. Grab the first one that comes to you. So Jim Rohn says, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. People work hard on their job. Okay, so working hard will only give you a job. Okay, but working smarter on yourself will make a fortune of yourself. Successful people work smarter on themselves. They do work harder, but they also work smarter on themselves. They plan ahead, they set their goals, and all their focus is towards achieving their goal. Each and every action that they take every day is towards achieving their goals in the life. And they have their own measures to check whether they are on track, or there is any course of correction that is required to be taken, or any rescheduling that is required to be done, or some new components need to be added to it. Okay. This is some successful people, and this quote was very nice, so that's why I thought I should bring it here. They say that successful people say that my goal is not to be better than anyone else, but better than I used to be. So it is always a competition with myself rather than competing with someone else. So I want to make my best better all the time. And they always carry this mantra that I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. Whereas the other people, they start with a problem and they will say that I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay. So that's the difference we spoke about. So managing your time, okay, if you have to make a better version of yourself, you have to make manage your time better. Look for opportunities instead of problems. And if you don't manage your time well, okay, the time will manage you. Okay, so then you are nowhere. Okay. So you should always push themselves ahead. So change is always a result of the efforts that we put. Okay, if we don't put any effort, then there is no results. Okay. So it so happens that we work hard, but then give up at the last line. Successful people ensure that they make themselves stronger to run the last mile. The initial miles are easy to run, but the last miles are hard to run. So ask yourself this question: are you working at your full potential? Are you putting in the work that is required every day to reach towards your goal? Are you constantly pushing yourself to be the best that you can be? And are you in the process of learning more all the time? Because successful people always ensure that they keep learning something and sharing something, learning something and sharing something. So the more you do, the more you will grow. Don't just do the things that are easy. Do the things that take you out of your comfort zone. So most of us prefer to be in a comfort zone without taking up challenges. Yeah, this place is better for me. But unless you move out of the comfort zone, success will not come to you. So everything you ever wanted is just one step outside your comfort zone. And comfort zone, once you cross that, okay, there is success waiting for you. So this was a small story that I shared about on the opportunities. So this was a story of a farmer who wanted to marry a beautiful girl in the village. So he approaches the girl's father, who's also a farmer, and he requests uh, for marrying his daughter. So the girl's father, do some activity. If you're successful in the activity, then I will give you my daughter. So he said, come tomorrow to my farm. So he has 3 bulls in his farm. The activity is that this man has to catch the tail of one of the bulls. So he releases the first bull. Okay. So this is the first bull that comes out. So the man looks at it and he feels that this is a mighty one. So I think I'll wait for the next one. Probably it could be a leaner one, and see what happens. So the next one comes out dashing. So it just passes to a very high speed from him, and he was not able to catch the bull's tail end. And the third one, when this one is released, it comes out. But you know what happens? This bull doesn't have a tail itself. So friends, the message was that this man trying to catch the tail of the bull leaves the first one, second one, and third one doesn't. So opportunity comes across us, we miss that, and end of the day, see, this is the result. So he missed his activity, he failed in his activity, and then the opportunity to get married to one of the beautiful girls was lost by him. So ideally, you should focus on your strength, move away from your comfort zone, have no fear of failure at all, and take responsibility for all the actions that you take, and take time to deal with addictions, move out of it with your strengths that you have. Start exercising. Exercising is one of the best activity that actually refreshes you. It actually passes on energy, releases the toxins in your whole cells, and then makes you more stronger, energetic, and there's a entire power generating within your body, and it goes to your brain too. Stay in the company of the right people. So if you want to be successful, be in the group of the right company, and that will actually help you in achieving your goals. Change your habits, create new habits that will take you to the next level. So the best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. So friends, this was a wrap up of what we had in the earlier 3 sessions. And today's section will be focusing on threats. Okay. So what is threat? So threat is actually an external condition, if you call it. Okay. And they are not under our own control, but the effect of which you may be able to lessen. So it's a negative condition that are not under your control, but the effect of which you may be able to lessen. So threat is something that, okay, you have certain strengths or weaknesses, but there is an external condition that could actually impact you. Okay. It could be in your job. Okay. A threat could be that if you're not having the right qualification for the next role that you have to take up, so that could be a threat. Okay. Or with respect to business, if okay, there is a money that is needed to expand your business, and you don't have that, that could be a threat. Or there could be some policies which could actually impact your business, which are running today. That could be a threat. So a similar exercise we can think about asking questions of what is a threat to me. So till now we have covered the strengths. What are my strengths? Okay, what are my weaknesses? And what are the opportunities that are available to me in my personal life, in my professional life? Okay, and now we ask questions about the threats that could be there. So I need to understand that. So what are the external obstacles that could impact me? Could any of your weakness lead to threat if it is not addressed? So that I may have a weakness, but if I'm not addressing it, okay, it may become a threat to me. For example, if I'm into software development, okay, and there's a technology change that is happening, and I do not know that technology, okay, and if I have to continue in this organization, which is actually focusing on majority of the customers using another technology, so then I need to upgrade myself with a skill to learn the technology. If I don't do that, okay, so then I'm redundant. Okay, so that is a threat to my job. Okay, so that's an example. Okay. Are your personality traits holding you back? Is there some personality trait that is holding you back? Think about it. Are you lacking resources, people, or money, which is actually impacting your progress? Is there a new technology that your position requires? Can you get up to speed quickly, or with the time required to learn a new technology stop your progress? So these are some examples of questions that you can ask yourself. So this was a complete exercise that we carried out on the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and the threats. So how do you capitalize on your opportunities? So the lockdown period, majority of the people remained home. Okay, but there was few people who capped on the opportunity of the lockdown. Okay, and I would like to share a couple of them with you right now. Okay, so one thing that comes to me is this is a story about a person who was working in a software company. Okay, and as a lockdown progressed, a lot of people had to remain back. They had to take a cut in their salary. Some people were actually had to lose their job. So this man passed on almost about 3 to 4 weeks of time sitting at home. Then the actual crunch started when he was actually not getting the flow of money, and his parents were actually fishermen, and they were into the fishing business. But it so happened that the fishing also had stopped, and then they were whatever fishing they had done, they had to actually throw it back to the sea. So they were not able to sell it because the markets were closed for some time. So during that period, he along with this friend came out with an idea that see, there is a demand for fish, but at the same time, because of the curtailments, we are not able to supply. So this is a problem that we can solve. Okay. So I said, why don't we think of a virtual order booking system? So both of them worked together, probably about a week or so they worked, and they made an online software by which people can place their orders. They did some advertisement in and around, and then they got good responses. The people access their software, they place orders, and then these boys took the help of one or two other boys, and they started delivering the fish to their homes. And it was actually doing well. And this opportunity that came to them, the idea that came, they converted it, and then they were able to make good money out of it. And today they're doing well. And this man says that I'm earning better than what I used to earn in my job. So an idea can really change the whole thing, that the way in which you work. Another example is about identifying your passion. So this lockdown period, people tried to do a lot of things. Some people hooked on to the television. Some people probably did yoga at home. Some people did exercising and worked on their fitness. They came out with um, a better version of themselves physically. Okay. And some people went into some drawing, and some people hooked themselves to the television, and maybe chatting with friends, and a lot of time. And some people got hooked to the news most of the time, or movies back then. And this is one example that I wanted to share. Okay, this is identifying your passion. So my daughter, she is actually practicing homeopathic medicine. Okay, but somehow she felt when she was at home, she should do something which she liked. So she took the pencil and paper and started drawing initially sketches. Okay, and then after a couple of days, we found that she was doing well, and we more encouraged her to do something better. Okay. Then she started using her paint and brush, and she started drawing, and see what came out. So this is one of the things that she did, and it was a day's activity that she did without any training, on her own. Okay, without any training from anybody, she did it on her own. And this was another thing that she did on a canvas. Okay, so it was all our the thing that she had inside. She brought it out and brought out this beautiful drawing. So, friends, this is what I thought I need to share with you. So, these were some of the examples of the passion.